Okay, so thank you for joining the class, and this is like our first meeting after we are done with our previous mid-semester test. Well, it's a task actually. Okay, now I wish after this mid-semester test period and the coming sessions would be more into into practicing time in sessions, right? And I really want you to kind of do your best to spend more time practicing in the class. All right. Now, as far as my general observation of your mid-semester test video recording task, right? Generally speaking, I would consider that I could see you have done your best to kind of uh, showing me uh, uh, your performance in doing debating, at least with your partner in a pair. And I appreciate your best efforts for doing that. But of course, I have some minor suggestions and also some notes that all of you might want to consider. Okay. First and foremost, I think most of you have been with me in the previous course, which was public speaking. I think I met most of you here, both the evening class and also the morning classes. Yeah, you met me in the previous semester when we did the public speaking, right? And I think I have kind of made some I highlight some important notes, but I think one of the most thing that I keep on repeating in the class while giving you some suggestions is that um, debating is somehow rather like doing a public speaking, but it's even more challenging than that because it's not only expressing your ideas, but you need to kind of do some persuasion. You need to persuade the audience and people who are watching the debate. And also, you need to improve your critical thinking, and also you need to be more comfortable with arguing other sides, right? Now, there is one thing that all of you need to pay attention when it comes to uh, doing a public speaking or giving a speech, including the debate, is that make sure all of us try our best to really speak the words. I mean, because when we are expressing our ideas or opinions, very often we might want to kind of refer to some uh, resources. Could be online resources or could be from magazines or journal articles or from whatever it is. Okay, meaning from the written sources, from any reading materials, right? But although we are somehow rather referring to those written resources like any reading text or any online resources, try your best to not sound like reading, because reading takes different modes and different styles. And then speaking is speaking, like when you speak, you need to kind of really make sure that you were there, that you really saying what you mean. We might want to read from any resources, maybe, okay? But make sure you try your best not to sound like reading, but you are speaking. So this is one of the major point that I want all of you to pay attention in your next debate practices, right? So make sure to try your best not to sound like reading from anywhere. you are speaking it, and the speaking tones and speaking styles are somehow rather different from reading, right? Well, of course, I think I have given you the videos to refer to, like the debating video on curfew. Remember that? The one that I shared to all of you. And this video is made for the purpose of learning. So they have to make sure that everybody can listen clearly, and also they can notice the steps on how they would do the debate. And that is why it seems like it's not really real speaking. You know what I mean? Like like in the curfew, like the they they sound very formal, and also they would sound a little bit like reading from somewhere. You know what I mean? It's like it's not very natural of people arguing. You know what I mean? So it's like reading from somewhere. Actually, I don't really want you to be like exactly like in the curfew video. I was kind of like some of you are, I would consider some of you are 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 very good at expressing yourself in English. In other words, some of you are good at speaking English actually. But I don't know, maybe maybe because when you see like there is the video recording. I mean the video example from this debate on curfew, then it seems that you somehow rather you were kind of uh, uh, constrained that you have to be like those people in that curfew video. You know what I mean? Actually, you might want to. I think I missed to again highlight to all of you that when you are doing these debate practices, make sure you really speaking. You don't have to sound like exactly like in the curfew video where they would sound like reading from somewhere. Okay, so that's one of my major suggestions, major observation to all of your videos. But generally speaking, you did very well. And uh and I teach another class of debating, and actually I need to kind of show you how they would do their video recordings while doing a debate. And but I think I don't know. I think I would have some problem with showing you the videos because my laptop is not really good at showing all those videos, right? So the point is, uh, next week I want all of you to go back to your video recordings and try your best to kind of review a little bit of what you have done in your video recording and try to sound like you yourself. You know what I mean? I mean to be direct, like Raihan, what's going on with your video recordings? You were like you really want to sound and to be like in the curfew video, and I was like, is it Raihan or who's talking? And you don't really sound like speaking. You were like somebody's. You have that script, and you were like tied with. I have to read the script because I want to sound like those people in the curfew video. And but as far as the structures is concerned, I would consider Raihan and Tufail. Is it your partner? Is it Tufail?
Yes, Stefan.
So as far as the structures and the format of the debate, your video is wonderful.
Thank you, sir. Well,
It,
the example is yeah,
yeah,
the
this is the
example is really really formal. So what we understand is that in the betting process, we should also be formal. So that is actually the reason why we do that way.
I got a point. I got a point. To sound formal doesn't mean that you have to sound like you're reading from somewhere. You know what I mean? You can still be formal, but you really like saying your points and you are arguing and also look like somebody who is persuading and rebutting or you disagree with the opinion. So just make yourself there, you know what I mean? Just like when you're talking,
Yes.
doing public speaking. Now, and but the format, I think your videos, you two did very well, because what I expect from you to do is that uh actually my assignment is not for all the speakers. It's just only for the two speakers, sorry, it's only for the affirmative captain and the
Captains,
opposition captain.
yes.
And it just take like two turns. First turn is by the affirmative captain, another one is by the captain, the opposition captain. That's it.
Position.
It's done at this level. Okay. So uh, because I want you to do it more later on. So this time, all of you need to focus only to the two speakers from the affirmative captains and also the opposite. Very simple. Okay, it's gonna be like, I don't know, 3 minutes, or at most it'll be 4 minutes, not more than that. Okay, make it very simple. So focus on the roles of the affirmative speakers. Okay, actually today's topic is on this second point. The second point that I want you to pay attention, all of the speakers here. Okay, all of you here as the speakers, as the debaters for the next real practices in Zoom. Okay, the discussion is more into problem and solution. It must have been about problems and solution. You know what? Your motion is actually a solution to the ongoing problems. In other words, you have to imagine that there have been problems happening around you about anything, okay? And that is why you need to think of that motion. And again, I think Raihan and Tufail, you did it very well on this, okay? Because what's your motion again? That all students and
Yes,
teachers
student and
have to
teachers
pay
should pay 1,000 rupiah for every
1,000
time they go
rupiah
to the toilets. Yes.
when they want to go into the restroom, right? So
Yeah.
this is the motion. The motion is students and teachers have to pay 1,000 rupiah when they want to go to the restroom. Okay. So actually, this is a solution to the problems that have been happening. And I think that part is Raihan, you did very well, because you start by, as usual, the affirmative captain. What is the roles of the affirmative captain? First, you need to mention the motion, okay? And then you have to explain what you mean by some keywords. Like in Raihan's case, I think you explain what you mean by, I don't know, by restroom or what?
Yeah,
What are some
it's about the phenomena of students that too frequent to go to the toilet, and to misuse that
Oh,
to
that
misuse
that's
that
that's
to
that's another that's the next point. That's the
okay,
problems. Okay, that's the problems. But I think before you go into that, you kind of explained the the
the notions.
definitions
Yes,
and the
the
notions
notions.
and any keywords in the
Yeah,
motions. So do you remember what are
the
some
definitions.
keywords? What are some keywords that
Yeah,
you're
the
explaining?
definition of
Yeah,
after I read about the motions,
motion. Okay.
I give them the definitions,
What what what
the
what
more
are the
explanations about that motions.
Okay. Do you remember what are some words or some phrases that you explained? Do you remember?
I think
Rest
what is it?
room
Tufal, do you remember Tufal?
or students? Maybe you explain about the students.
Actually, yeah, students and
Uh,
the
but
toilets. Yes,
oh, okay. So maybe you
about saying about the some amount of money to pay every time they go to the toilet.
Okay, so that's my point. So first, you need, as the affirmative captain, you need to explain to the audience what you mean by the motion. Some keywords, for example, what I mean by students. By students here, I mean is students of the schools, nothing else. Okay, not students from other school, but students from this school. Teachers, also teachers who are teaching students in this school. Maybe you want to say something like that. Okay, what we mean by what 1,000 maybe. Okay, 1,000 rupiah. 1,000 rupiah is just 1,000 rupiah you need to pay if you want to go to the restroom. Maybe you want to explain about the restroom means, I mean, the place where we have to, we yeah, like a restroom, and we are, so you may want to explain. If you don't need to explain, you may want to skip the explanation. You need to explain, you can just explain about that. Okay, then what is most important after that, after you're done with the definition, then you have to share your concern about the problems that have been happening. And that is why you need the motion. The motion is students and teachers have to pay 1,000 rupiah when they go to the restroom. There must have been some problems, right? Right, huh? And you did
Yes,
explain
of
about
course.
that. Yeah, you did
Yes.
explain about that, right? And it's very simple. So as the affirmative captain, explain explain the terms in the, or some keywords, some terms in the motion. Make sure everybody understand clearly what you mean by the motion. Okay, and make sure that there won't be any misunderstanding. After you're done with that, then you go to, why should you ask people to like pay 1,000? Why do we need this motion? Why do we need these these yeah, this motion? Okay. Uh then you explain the problems, and finally you say, and that is why we need to we need to enforce these rules. I think it's not a law. It's a rule maybe, Rahan. I think in your, because you're kind of like you wanna take some from the curfew video, then I think you exactly copy and then paste into your expressions. And by this, we want to pass the law. You want to pass the law. The law is like its law is like bigger. At schools, I think there's rules and regulation. We want to enforce the rules and something like that. Okay, just a minor consideration on your choice of words. So that's it. Done with the affirmative captain's roles, and go to the uh,
Opposition.
the opposition captain. The opposition is very simple. First, of course, you would disagree with the motion. Basically, you would say, it it will not solve the problem. Okay, why is not gonna be solve the problems? So you need to go into that description and elaboration, and maybe you want to say that, uh, I don't think it's easy to implement that rules and regulations, because you think students are going to pay 1,000 if they want to go to the restroom. It just not make any sense. Asking people to pay 1,000 to go to the restroom. Are you, like, for example, are you, it's not public restroom. It's school. Why should you oblige people? You know what I mean? So you might want to, as the opposition captain, you need to make sure that your motion is not going to work. It's difficult to implement, and it's not going to solve the problem. That's it. You are done. Okay. And actually, another speaker later on would provide some alternative. Instead of asking people to pay 1,000 rupiah, you have to give some alternative. Solve the problem, right? Like, there are some problems of misusing the restroom and using it as a place to hide, to skip the classes, not to attend the classes, to run away from the lessons. from the classroom, so students are hiding somewhere in the restroom, so misusing of the restrooms to place to hide, to run away from the class. Okay, maybe the next speakers in the opposition side would offer another alternative. Instead of asking people to pay, why not you do this? So that could be later on, could be some other uh, session later on. Okay. Um, so that's number two. Number one, try your best to sound like you really speaking. Number two, try your best um, uh, to follow as close as possible to the roles of each speaker. By this time is the affirmative captain and the opposition captain. So go exactly read again the module and try to check your performance. And number three is that because it's a debate, it's like uh, uh, arguing. It's like presenting your opinions, and then another side would kind of um, uh, response and counter. So there must have been a link between the two sides. You know what I mean? You need to make sure that there are some links between the two sides. And what could you do to provide some links in terms of expressions? Do you have any idea how to to sound that you are connected to the previous speakers? In this case, say for example, the opposition captain, to sound like you have some link between you and the affirmative captain. As far as the expressions is concerned, what are some expressions that you might want to use to provide the links to the two?
Well, for example, like the opposition captain can re-mention about some of the statement by the affirmative
Exactly,
captains,
exactly.
and then
You
after that, he show about his disagreement, and not
exactly.
only that, he also showing the alternative to that problem.
Exactly. So, in other words, you need to use some expressions like, uh, for example, okay, the very common expressions. My opponent said, my opponent, or the affirmative captain told us about this one and this one. But to my opinion, or to our opinion, it is not the case. You know what I mean? So, uh, some of you, because it is a recorded, it is a recording, and some of you even did it like in separate places, or different time, different places, like the Raihan and Tufail. I think it's like live. Is it like, I don't know, is it live or
Yeah, yeah, we both
yeah,
did it
that's
live.
live. Okay, because you're live, maybe you feel connected, and somehow or other it's easy for you to get connected because you're alive there. But for those of you who did the video recording like on separate time and places, so it's like you know what I mean. So it's not connected. It's like separate, right? So these are some things that you may want to do. Let me share screen here. Our today's topic is this one. Hold on, I'm doing the slide showing. It doesn't work. I don't know. Can you see that, class?
Yeah, we can already see.
Is it oh, it works very slow. I don't know. Now it's like okay. So let me okay. So in this debate, the focus is on finding the problems and providing the solutions. Okay. From the perspective of the affirmative side, right? So the motion is like for them, so they have to tell us what problems are happening, and that motion is like a solution to the problem. But the opposition would think no, the motion is not going to solve the problem. The problem is still going to be there, although you ask, for example, like in the case of Raihan, although you ask students and teachers to pay 1,000, the problems are going to be there still. So still, it's like talking about problem and solution. So this is so these are basically the steps or the format or the structures that you might want to follow if you are the affirmative captain. Start with the introduction and the definition. This is what I mean by explaining the terms and keywords, and then see problems. Then you need to elaborate. You need to explain problems that are happening so that you need to introduce the motion. And then you just conclude by saying that, so we really need to implement or to go with this motion, right? So this is structures. What about the opposition captain? So this is the format or the structures that the opposition captain can follow. Again, you start with the introduction and you uh, restate the problems that proposed by the affirmative. What are the problems? Like in Raihan's case, maybe the opposite captain would restate that maybe there are some problems of students using the restroom as the place to hide and to run away from the class. Okay, see like that, right? And then see here, you go on with the saying that no, actually there actually that's not the problem. Maybe you want to say it's not that big, it's not that serious, you don't have to ask people to teachers and students to pay 1,000 only to solve this problem, because the problem is not that big. It's just, you can use other solution to solve the problem, right? And then you might want to offer some alternative solution to the problem. You might want to offer like any other way to solve the problem of students using the restroom as the place to hide from the class. Okay, so this is the problem solution. Now, this is the things that I'm talking about, the how to provide the links between you and the previous speakers is by using some signposting words. Signposting means like the phrases that highlight your points and somehow rather uh, provide the connection between your ideas and the previous one. Either you are supporting or you are countering or disagreeing. Right, class? So these are some expressions that you might want to use to kind of provide some links. Okay, like this is very common. So maybe like furthermore, in addition, okay, for example, all right, okay, it is not really uh, direct, directly connecting to the previous one, but at least you are referring to some other point like furthermore, in addition. But this one, they have another one here, like however, okay. On the other hand, so it's like contrasting between maybe your idea and your opponent's idea. As a result, and therefore, okay. So all these you can like signposting words, okay. This is an example. Ladies and gentlemen, my opponent has identified two real problems. For example, okay. So my opponent is like you are referring to your previous to the previous speaker, who is your opponent, and you highlight some points. So that's providing some links also.
Sorry, sir. The slide is not continue. I think
It's oh my.
it's still on the first page. Yes.
Oh, sorry for that. Okay, it's okay. I better just stop sharing here. Hold on for a while.
Yeah, stop sharing first, and then you can just finish sharing.
I don't know. It happens with my device. It seems like it doesn't really follow it's it's loading a little bit slowly. Okay. Anyway, and the other expressions that you may want to use on for a while. Okay. Let me. So you might want to refer to what other speakers have said on any particular issue, right? So, for example, you would say like, there is more on this point, okay? And my teammates, my partner will further explain on that particular issue or topic, right? Or point, for example, okay? Or, for example, you want to say, as I have explained, or as explained by our affirmative captain, okay, by our team captain, for example, okay. So you are referring to your could be your teammates or could be to your opponents' ideas or points. Okay? Right. So those are the things that you may want to consider while you are doing your next practices of a debate. Actually, I really want to make like these real debate practices like as enjoyable as possible, as fun as possible. In another class which I met at campus, this week we have agreed on something because next week they're gonna really practice similar mock debates like they have done in the video recording. So, so next week they're gonna do it live and debate practices, which are gonna be similar to what they have done in their video recording. But we have agreed to make our debate practices as enjoyable as possible, as entertaining as possible. So I told them that it's okay for you to feel at home, like if you wanna bring some foods, if you were you would have you can bring some gorengan, you can bring anything just to make everybody like feel at home. You can bring your snacks, you can they can even sing songs. I mean, some of them are good at playing guitars, and some of them are good at singing. So maybe after having like two or three pairs doing the practice, they want to like sing songs together, or like that. Okay, just to make sure that they really feel comfortable and they feel at home. Because speaking, don't talk about doing debate in English. Even in Bahasa Indonesia, you can imagine doing debate in English. We sometimes still have some problems doing debate in Bahasa Indonesia. What about English? So we really need to make sure that all of us feel comfortable and make sure that you could feel free to express yourself in English. But I don't know with this online class. Do you have any idea how to make everybody like feeling at home? What about the idea of like meeting up at campus? Is it like still class? I want to
Well,
hear
I'm up
from
for
you.
that.
Come again? Raihan is okay. Well, what about regular morning class? Can I hear from you? Intania, Tias, Nailul, Ahda, Lintang. Are you there? By the way, Sagung, Anissa, Zahra. I don't know with Tefti. Is it possible for you? Class, what do you think of meeting up at campus?
It's okay, sir.
Okay, Achi is okay. I wonder, like, most of the evening class students feel like, okay, no problem, sir. Well, What about the regular morning classes? Students, Tias, Anissa, Ahda, Lintang, Nailul, Intania. Can I hear from you? Are they here with us?
I think it's okay, sir.
Ahda, is it okay with you?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you living nearby campus or what?
No, sir. I
No?
live in Bogor.
Oh my God. Oh, Bogor is too far. Oh my God. It's not a good idea, I think. But are you still going to campus in the morning, Ahda?
Yes, sir, in the morning.
So only for my class you're doing it evening.
Yeah, and Mr. Ian class tomorrow night also.
Okay, so it's also in what is that? What class is it?
EPTP 3.
Okay, okay. What about others? Ada, do you think your friends are here with us? Indah, Tufai,
Yes, sir.
what do you think? Do you think okay to be at campus like evening?
Fine by me.
Yes,
It's
Tufai.
fine. It's fine by me, sir. Okay. Ready.
Okay.
Ready to go.
Ready to go. Okay. Well, I don't know if you can make it like next week, but I'm just curious of knowing. Actually, it's not that good to be at campus like evening time. That maybe someday, not next week. I don't expect you to be next week. Maybe some other time, perhaps. Okay. I wish we could meet at campus and doing like what the real debate practices, and you could spend some time meeting each other and doing the real, like I mean, consider it as another part of public speaking. It's like another cause of public speaking, but this time is more into debate. It's like public speaking, but it is a debate. It's like arguing, uh, arguing. It's like argumentation. It's like agree and disagree, it's like that. Okay, right. So, do you have any idea how to make? I wish I could. I wish I could hear from each and every one of you. Like, you, class, are you there with me? I have.
Yes.
I have. Nadia, yes.
Nadia, yes.
Why is like
Why is
huh? It's like echoing my voice? Yes, Nadia, you want to say something?
No, sir.
No, okay. Mas Ito, Imas, do you have anything to say?
Hello, sir.
Are you ready for the next debates practices? I mean, mock debate. It's not the real debate because you have prepared the script and everything. You know, it's not the real debate. It's a mock debate because you have prepared already everything. Okay, so
Yes, I have to ready.
you have to be ready. Who's your partner?
Sri Wahyuni, sir.
Sri, are you here with us?
Yes, sir.
Where is it? I can't hear your voice.
Hello, sir.
Hello, okay. Imas, are you still at work? Are you at home?
No, I'm at home, sir.
Okay, right. Good. And you are feeling at home, and it was to me, I think it would be wonderful. It would be great if next week all of you would be on camera. Is it possible, class, to
Yes, sir.
so try your best next week to make sure that you can be on camera. Is it okay?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Let me check one by one. You know, in
I'm
almost
okay.
in almost all my online classes, I spend like half an hour checking everybody. Please be on camera, class. I cannot see anybody here. And then I spend like 30 minutes to make them ready. And then you'll be on camera. And after 5 minutes, where is the guy? I mean, you know what I mean?
Well, there's no reason class to just meet in campus.
Yeah, that is why, this is the speaking class. I mean, the public speaking and debate is all involving speaking. So in speaking, I think there would be the perfect one would be meeting up at campus and see each other, and we really interact with our classmates and our friends in the class. That would be great if we could do that. Yes. Okay. Lintang, can you be on camera next week? Hello, she's here. Ada,
Yes, sir. Inshallah.
try your best, okay? So everybody, and I'm checking one by one. I have to do that because I would expect all of you to be on camera next week, okay? Anissa, Zahra, are you ready to be on camera next week? Anissa answers, your internet connection is unstable. I don't know. I am at campus right now. I would expect that I would better internet connection, but I don't know. Can you hear me, class?
Yes, clearly.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
sir.
Okay, good. Dwi Lestari, what do you think? Next week. Camera on? Nailul?
Yes, sir.
Okay, try your best on camera next week, okay?
Yes, sir.
So I hope that everybody would be on camera from the beginning until the end, so we would see each other. Oh, this is Tefti's face. Oh, this is Masita's face. Oh, okay. So this is Indah Wulandari's face. Oh, these are my classmates, huh? I've never seen them online. Oh, this is Tufail. Oh my God, he looks very handsome. Okay. I mean, I wish it could be like in that environment where we pretend to know each other. Well, we are not actually, but we are pretending to know each other, and that's how we would build a good environment for speaking exercises for practice. Okay, so you need to feel at home. They are there. Nadia, yeah, finally I can see you over there. Okay. Ada, Anissa, Dwi, Intania, are you there with us?
Tanzania still on the road, sir.
Oh, she's on the way somewhere. All right, okay. And Gigi, Zulfa, Tias, are you there with us?
Yes, sir.
Next week, try your best on camera, right?
Yes, inshallah, sir.
Okay. All right, okay. Vidya, no, Vidya, are you there with us?
Hello, sir.
Yes. So next week you're gonna be on camera for the debate mock debate practices, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Otherwise, I'm gonna ask you to come at campus. Not then. Okay then. So do you have any idea on how to make our next mock debate practices as enjoyable as possible, as cheerful, and I wish I could see all of you expressing yourself in English and like supporting each other when say for example FP is doing her turn to express her ideas on what is your motion? It's on LGBT, huh? It's a very challenging topic. So her motion is like we have to legalize the LGBT community in Indonesia. Oh my God, this is
Yes, but I'm speaking like reading some source.
yeah. It's not only you. Don't worry. I mean, but some actually I missed to tell you that some speakers I can notice that they are reading from somewhere, but they can still manage to not to pretend, but to look like they're really speaking. You know what I mean? Actually, they are reading from somewhere, but they are trying their best to show us that somehow they are speaking. That is wonderful. That is great if you could do that. But maybe for the next mock debates, I really want you to kind of like be yourself, and if it's possible, you can use your own words, not the one on your script. You can just remember the main ideas, and the rest you just use your own expressions and just depend on your whatever it comes to your mind, just speak it. As simple as that. Because it's not gonna be long. It's like only 2 minutes,
Yeah.
even
In
1 minute
daily, I often do debate, but in
in
video,
bahasa.
I difficult to express.
Okay. So next time next week you're gonna try your best to feel at home and feel free to express yourself and try to be like, try to really speaking it and as if you are really saying it from your own mind. Okay. And
All right,
that's it.
sir.
As simple as that. Okay.
Thank you,
What
sir.
else? Oh yes, another thing is I need the who's gonna do the first turn and the second and the third, and I think most of you would choose to be like the final the final turn. So I need the list of, maybe we could use our available list. I don't know. I think it start from, I think, is it FT or not? Who's number one
Yes,
on the
yes.
list?
I'm affirmation captain. Yeah.
No, I mean on the list, of, like there is a list of all the
Oh, yeah. Of
motions.
course, sir.
You're, I think, the first. Like, I think
Yeah.
you're the first and the second. I don't know. So if we could use that list, so you and Dea will be
Yeah.
the first to start with the mock debate. Is it okay?
All right, sir.
Okay, so I think we just followed that one, and I think Raihan, you are almost like the end of. I don't know if you're gonna be next week. Okay. So let's see. So far, I think we just use our available list, the one that we have. So we can refer to our WhatsApp group and check again. But I am fine if maybe, like, for example, like Rahan, you would be like, what is your turn in based on the list? I think you are number, I don't know, 11 or 10 or. But if you wish to be like, I'm going to be the second, it's just okay. So maybe we would again offer all of you to kind of like